Good morning everyone. Today we're going to be learning how to make this adorable crochet heart. This heart is worked in rounds. It's going to feel a little bit different because we're actually creating a chain of 15. And how we're creating the round is we're going to be working across the top of the chain and then working around the bottom. So we're going to start by chaining 15. So let's do our slip knot. You're going to cross over, creating an X, reach through and grab the tail. Hanging on to both, just pull that slip knot, not too tight or it'll be difficult to work. Slip your hook through and then pull on the loose tail, okay? And that's your slip knot made. So just, okay, now that we have completed our slip knot, we're gonna be working 15 chains. So you're just gonna put your yarn over your hook and pull it through the slip knot we just made. And you're gonna do that 15 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to fast forward now and meet up with you once you've finished 15. Okay, so we have 15 chains. Let's just double check and count them. We don't count the loop that's on our hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I also want to mention, as usual, I'm going to be putting timestamps below. So if you want to skip ahead, go ahead and do that. If you're watching this on my blog, just take note of the time on beside the round, and you can fast forward to that part. Okay, so we finished our 15 chain stitches. So the next thing we're going to be doing is in round 1, we're going to be working 3 single crochets into the second chain from the hook. You don't count the loop on the hook. 1, 2. So we're working into this chain here and we're going to work 3 single crochets all into that one stitch. Okay, and this is where we're going to get our stitch marker, and we're going to make sure that we mark that very first single crochet that we did to make it easier to find when we come back around the bottom. Okay, so we're going to be working now into the next 5 chains, and we're going to work a single crochet into those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the next part we're going to be doing is we're going to be skipping these 2 chains, and the reason we're doing that is because we want our heart to start taking shape. So what happens when you skip those chains is it's going to create this V shape here. Okay, so go ahead and skip those chains, and then we're going to be working 5 single crochet up the other side. So skipping 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's 1 more chain left, and we're going to be working 3 single crochet into that last chain, and that's going to make it exactly the same as the other side. So here, I'm going to show you here. Okay, so you can see already just from skipping those 2 chains, it's already taking shape. And this is what's creating the roundness right here, are the 3 single crochet that we placed in the very top. Okay, so that's the first half of round 1 done. And then what we're going to do is we're going to continue to work along the bottom of the chain, and then that is going to create our first round. Okay, so now we're going to turn our work so that we are working in the bottom loops now. And what we're going to be doing is we are going to be single crocheting in the first 5 stitches, or the first 5 chains. So we're going to go 1, 2, 5. Now, because we skipped those 2 chains up here, we need to add those back in so that our heart takes that nice shape. So we're going to be working in the chain 2 space. We're going to single crochet, and then we're chaining 2, 1, 2, and we're going back into that chain 2 space and single crocheting again. Then we're going to finish off by working 5 single crochet across the bottom of the chain. So 1 and 5. Okay, so that brings us right back to our very first stitch. Now you'll see that there is a gape here, and that's because we've really stretched that chain out. And we're just going to go in afterwards and we're going to weave these tails in so that it looks like this. Okay, so you can see how that's closed that up and made it nice and tidy. So we're not going to worry about that right now. Okay, at the end of round 1, you should have 30 stitches. So go ahead and count and make sure that your stitches are correct. I'll count with you and fast forward, and then I'll meet you at the end of round 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't forget to count the 2 chains that you did here. 7, 8, 9, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay, that's perfect. I have 30 stitches. So we can go on to round 2 now. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working 2 single crochets into the next 3 stitches. So those 2 single crochets are going to be worked into the same stitch. So we're going to go 1, 2, and we're going to make sure we put that stitch marker back in so we find the beginning of our round. So that's 1. Now we're going to go 2 in the next. That'll be 2. 2 in the next. And that is your 2 single crochet in the first 3 stitches. Now we're going to be working 1 single crochet into the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we want to keep that V shape, so we're going to be skipping those 2 stitches again. 1, 2, we're going to skip. Then we're going to start working into the next single crochet, and we're going to single crochet in the next 4 stitches again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we want to mimic what we did on the first half, so we're going to be repeating again, working 2 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. So we're going to work 2 single crochet together in the first stitch, 2 single crochet into the second stitch, and 2 single crochet into the third stitch. And that is going to bring us back around to the bottom of the heart, and we're just going to finish off this last round. So you're going to work a single crochet into the next 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then in that chain 2 space that we created, we're going to be working a single crochet. We're going to chain 2, single crochet again, and then we're going to be working a single crochet into the last 6 stitches. 1,
2, 3, 4,
5, 6. Okay, so that's perfect. Round 2 is done. Now we're going to just count and make sure that we have 36 stitches. And don't forget to count the 2 chains that you've done here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 33, 34, 35, and 36. Okay, so perfect. I have 36 stitches. So on to round 3, we're going to be increasing again. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working 2 single crochet into the next 6 stitches. And again, the reason we're working all these 2 single crochets into the same stitch is we're creating this nice round part of the top of the heart. Okay? So we're going to work 2 single crochet into 6 stitches. 1, 2. Okay, this is the first part. I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to meet up with you after I finish crocheting in the first 6 stitches. Okay, so I finished the 2 single crochet in the 6 stitches, and now I'm going to be working down the top again into the next 3 stitches. So we're going to place a single crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and then again, as in previous rounds, we're going to skip the next 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to do the exact same thing the opposite way, and we're going to do a single crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to start to work our 2 single crochets in the next 6 stitches, just as we did over here. So we'll do the first one, 1, 2. Okay, I'm going to pause the video and I'll meet up with you once we've worked the 2 single crochet into the 6 stitches around the top of the heart. Okay, so I have finished those 6 stitches, and now I am going to be working along the bottom of the heart, and we're going to just be placing a single crochet into the next 7 stitches. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5,
6, 7, and then in the chain 2 space, we're working that exactly as we did in the previous rounds. We're going to be placing a single crochet, chaining 2, working another single crochet, and then okay, so now we're going to be placing a single crochet in the last 7 stitches. So make sure that you're working in this stitch that's directly beside the single crochet you just made. So that's 1, 2,
3, 4, 5,
6, and 7. So that is the end of round 3. We're going to go around and make sure that we have 48 stitches, remembering to count the 2 chains that we've done. So I'll meet you at the end of round 3 after I've counted and made sure I have 48 stitches. Okay, so I have counted my stitches and I have 48, so I'm okay to move on to round 4 now. Well, I'm going to be working a single crochet into the first 6 stitches. Let's do that together. 1, 2. I'm going to slip my stitch marker in so I don't lose my spot.
3, 4, 5,
6. Okay, and then I'm going to be working 2 single crochets into the next 2 stitches. So 1, 2, 1, 2, and then I'm working a single crochet into the next a single crochet into the next 6 stitches. 1, 2,
3, 4, 5,
6, and as in the previous rounds, we're going to skip these 2 here. So skip the next 2 stitches, 1, 2, and you're going to be working 6 single crochet up the other side of the heart. Let me just double check there. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to be working 2 single crochet into the next 2 stitches. 1, 2, 1, 2, and then I'm basically working single crochet all the way down the side. So that's going to be into the next 14 stitches. 1, 13, 2, 14. Okay. And then we're back down to that chain 2 space, but this time we're in the last round, and I like my hearts to have a little bit of a point on them. So this time, instead of chaining 2, we're actually going to chain 3. So we're going to work a single crochet, 1, 2, 3, which gives it a little bit of a tail, and then go back in and work your single crochet. Now all we're going to be doing is placing a single crochet into the last 9 stitches. 1 and 9, and the last thing we're going to do is fasten off. Now we should have 53 stitches, but as long as your heart looks good, I wouldn't even bother counting, but that's totally up to you. So all we're going to do is fasten off. We're going to just join there, the slip, oopsie, with a slip stitch, and we're done our heart. I'm just going to show you quickly though how to fill in that little space there. And the smaller hook size you use, the less noticeable that space is going to be. And I also want to mention too that this pattern can be used with any size yarn. Just make sure that you use a hook size corresponding to the yarn size that you get. So if you're going to make a super bulky heart that's going to be really big, just make sure that you use a 9 or a 10 millimeter hook. But you can just read the band of the yarn that you're using and that'll tell you what you need. Okay, so last thing we're going to do is just work through these stitches here. So you can see I'm just slipping this through, and this is not a very sharp needle, so it's not working that well. Okay, see how that closes that off? And then you can just work up the other side as well. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If there's any videos that you'd like me to do, leave in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys are looking for. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a nice thumbs up. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing. I do weekly videos, tips and tricks and new patterns. So anyways, that's it for our heart pattern today. And thanks very much for watching. And until next time, bye-bye.